Good evening, guys. Hi, hope everybody's doing really well. Rob back for another video. Yeah, so this is as you can obviously tell from the title, this is a tribute to Midge at Midge's Vinyl Gems. Yeah, he's celebrating 12 months in the vinyl community, and yeah, what a difference he made and the impact that he made with his kind of humor and the hats and just his just lovely laid back kind of way, natural, very naturalistic kind of way about him. And of course, as Jack from the Vinyl Voyage has already pointed out, he won the VC, the ultimate VC quiz crown. So yeah, what an accolade, you can't argue with that. Fantastic stuff. And yeah, so I was very happy to contribute to this thread and help him celebrate his first 12 months in the vinyl community. And yeah, I thought I'd don the beanie as well, seeing as that's his usually his hat of choice, isn't it? So so there you go. So anyway, so yeah, there's 5 records he's asked us to show with covers where people are displaying emblazing hats, or illustrated. There's a hat on the cover of some description. So yeah, okay, so let's kick off straight away. This is the first one that came to mind, to be honest, immediately. So yeah, it's my mate Roy Harper and a fantastic classic, Flat Broken Berserk from 1970. So Roy with a straight in his mouth there, but I'm sure that he's probably been partaking of some of the more exotic tobacco prior to this picture being taken, and sort of laid out there on the bed. You can clearly see his hat there. Yeah, there was a kind of thing, wasn't there, in the late 60s, early 70s, with sort of him and Jimmy Page from Zeppelin, sort of giving the sort of the cloth cap kind of, sort of that working class man kind of look. It was all very kind of popular at that period of time. So there was a lot of those kind of that headwear being seen then. So yeah, obviously this is a fabulous album. I think this was his highest charting album ever. I think it got to number 20 in the main album charts. You've got absolutely some of my favourite Roy Harper songs on this. So you got Don't You Grieve, the opener, How Does It Feel, which is top 5 Roy Harper all-time classic, big 6-minute song there. And then the first track on side 2, Another Day, which is just achingly beautiful ballad, a song that he said that he wrote about a moment in time. And it's like it's just a frozen moment when you listen to it. It's got the strings, wonderful string arrangements there, from Peter Jenner, Tony Visconti, produced, very, very well recorded. I think this was definitely a turn for Roy, turning point in his career where he started to become a little bit more mainstream, let's say, but still pretty much underground artist. He did support Led Zeppelin in the early 70s, and there was a little bit of interest there on the back of those gigs that he did in when they toured the States. But he struggled. He always struggled because he was just his idiosyncratic behaviour. By his own admission, he didn't play the game and hated the kind of the corporate world of you know of major labels and so on, and it was never him. He was always at loggerheads with it. So, but yeah, fabulous listen anyway. So that's my first choice. So that's Flat Broken Berserk, Roy Harper from 1970. Okay, next one we have this is Charles Mingus and the Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. We've got Charles wearing his hat there. Not quite sure what they're called, but anyways, I think he's smoking his pipe there. Perhaps there's something a bit exotic being smoked in that one. Yeah, this isn't an easy listen, to be honest, but it's very compelling, quite dark in places, a lot of rhythm changes. I've got a couple of Mingus albums. I don't play them very often, but sometimes when I'm kind of in the mood for something a bit left field, I'm always very happy to put this on. So this is a wonderful tip-on jacket special edition that came out a few years ago that I snapped up. Paid up a little bit for it, but it's just a fantastic pressing. It sounds wonderful, and yeah, it's a great listen if you're in the mood, because I'm not always in the mood to listen to this, but when I am, it's quite an experience. So that's Mingus, the Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. Okay, something quite a bit lighter now, and certainly more playful. So we've got Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks. Dan, his hat there, and yeah. So Dan Hicks, kind of difficult to categorize. A kind of he's country as such, but plays bluegrass, jazz, sort of folky feel. Did several albums in the early 70s. They're all great, and you know, just fantastic energy, with sort of fiddle, guitar, drums, all acoustic, just wonderful. Thomas Dolby famously covered his song "I Scare Myself." So this is the original version of it on here. This is the first album, I think, that came out in 68 or 69, not quite sure. But it's a wonderful listen, and I play Dan Hicks quite often, because it's just so upbeat, interesting, and just a beguiling, fun listen, really. So yeah, so that's Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks original recordings. Okay, one of my favorite soundtracks and films of all time, to be honest. Absolute stone cold classic here from 1966. So we've got Ennio Morricone's wonderful soundtrack to this classic third installment in the Sergio Leone spaghetti western trilogy, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, set during the backdrop of the American Civil War. And you've got so all three of the main characters here. So Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef, and Eli Wallach, all emblazoned with their respective headwear. Yeah, I mean, there's not an awful lot to say about this. Everybody knows this. Probably most of you have a copy. Just stellar soundtrack, and you know, I always lose myself in it whenever I put it on. Okay, and then the last one is probably one of her most left field recordings, and definitely a favorite of mine. So this is the wonderful 1977 album by Joni Mitchell. This is Don Juan's Reckless Daughter. I had a brainwave there for a minute. I couldn't remember the rest of the title. Oh dear, Rob. Oh, really? You've got to stop drinking before you make these videos. So, yeah, so Don Juan's Reckless Daughter from 1977. So this is kind of Joni when she'd kind of come out of her kind of folky phase, was kind of been jamming and going on the road with the jazz bass player Jaco Pastorius, who's kind of all over this. And yeah, it's quite a sprawling double album of just really long, lengthy, atmospheric tracks with quite a lot of space in it. Good use of reverb, atmosphere, Joni's wonderful weird tunings on a guitar, and I just love this album. I think it's fantastic. You know, I don't think it's necessarily up there with everybody else's favorites. I think there's others like Blue and Ladies of the Canyon probably that they prefer. And I love those as well. They're great, but this just has that little extra X factor for me that's kind of that little bit different. You know, you can put it on and it'll take you places where some of her other records perhaps won't. I suppose it's continuing in the vein of kind of you know, her previous albums like Coyote and Hissing of Summer Lawns, you know, where she's just really becoming influenced by that kind of jazz sound. Hence, she obviously did the homage to Charles Mingus with her album Mingus as well. I think that was 1979? Was it 80? I think when he passed. But yeah, great cover that with obviously with all these being different guys, you know, Joni in various different guises. So yeah, great listen. Okay, guys, so that's it from me for now. Hope you're having a great evening. I'm gonna have a great weekend to come. So just remains for me to say congratulations again to Midge on your 12 months in the VC. Well done, mate. Thoroughly deserved. You know, I know his subscribers count is doing really, really well, and you know, hopefully he'll be getting many more subs as well. And you know, go and check out his channel if you haven't already. If you're not already subscribed, Midges Vinyl Gems shows a lot of eclectic stuff. Got great tastes, wonderful, just kind of relaxed way about him, and you know, he'll make you laugh along the way as well, and you'll come away with a smile on your face after watching one of his videos. So fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, all the best. Bye-bye.